Hope everyone had a happy weekend. Just looks good to see you all back. Good to see you, Margaret, Lita, everyone, Brad, everyone, Grant. Welcome back, everybody. Getting close to Christmas. Hopefully, everybody got their Christmas tree. I got my Christmas tree. My God, I actually found a beautiful one. I got to share it with you guys. It's always like a project, especially when you're trying to find a little bit of a bigger tree. You got a big we have an area in our house that got like little high ceilings, so try to fill it in. But now the kids are getting bigger. It looks like the presents are getting smaller and smaller. But looks like what we got. We're literally 2 weeks away from Christmas. Look at that. Christmas Day is on the 25th. Today's the 11th. So hopefully everybody's getting ready for that. Now let's talk about what's going on, and more importantly, what's happened with the market. So anyway, we're gonna have a busy week this week. We got a lot of events. We got Top Gun that we got events with. We got going to be on Steve Bigelow's event this week. A lot of events going on this week, and we got to be prepared because when we start getting into next week, things are going to start getting a lot slower. A lot of people who start going on vacation. Christmas is on a Monday once again, so it's going to be a really, really slow week. It actually is one of the best weeks to start learning and reviewing your journals and finishing out the year. But so far this morning, we're going to go through a couple of stocks. I don't see that much going on. There are a couple of things. We'll talk about this Macy's and everything else. Obviously, also, last week was actually pretty decent. We had a couple of really good moving stocks on Friday, shockingly. Not the greatest afternoon, but the morning we really did have some nice stuff. We'll talk a little bit about that. All right, so getting ready, what's happening. Let's talk about what happened on Friday of last week for everyone that missed out on it. We had a couple of decent moving stocks. And once again, I know a lot of you here, we focus on day trading, but we do swing trade also. And a lot of the stocks trickled into a swing trade like the ALT. Now, this stock, you remember back in late November, was at $2. Stock went up as high as $8 on Friday. So it turned out to be a lot more of a swing trade. She's starting to back off. I don't know if she peaked out here a little bit, but she did fill in this gap right here, which was pretty cool. And everyone was asking, we would talk about that in class. What is the gap fill? Listen, we leave that for class. Here, you just know as a trader what actually it is, and it did happen, and ALT was one of them. Nice little moving stock. CLSK was also a really nice little moving stock. It went from like 920 all the way to 1040. Chart looks a lot more better than what it is, but this is another stock that was turned into a swing trade. Back in November, it was around $4. Stock is up over 100% on the swing trade, but she did move really, really nicely on Friday also. She's hovering here. She's testing this 52-week high. She's backing off from Friday's highs, though. But once again, another nice move on Friday. UPST was also another nice little mover stock. Some of you remember we saw the stock get crushed back in July. Went from $70 all the way down to $30. She started building and channeling. Remember, we talk about channeling as a day trader. It also does it as a swing trade. She started tweaking up a little bit. Nice little move. A little bit faster moving stock, though. Listen, I know some people don't like trading stocks under $5 or $10. You could trade this, but we cover that also in class. Sometimes they move a lot faster than you will like. A couple other ones. BIFT moved up pretty nice. Now, I was just happened to have BIFT on my level 4, and I just want to point this out really quick. There's this big support level right around here, around $2.33. There's 160,000 share buyer out there. And that would explain why it's kind of holding here pretty strong. So I'm putting this back on my watch list, this BITF trade. So something that moved on Friday does trickle in. Once again, it was a good swing trade. It was $1. Stock's over 150%. This is how they become swing trades. So I'm throwing this back on my watch list. AI had a really good move on Friday, too. You could see it right here, $26 up to $28. That one moved pretty well, too. Affirm, just what an animal. What can I possibly say about Affirm? It has been a great swing trade. It's a little bit on this, a little bit more on the expensive side. Once again, stock at the ending of November was at around $20. Stock is already at 42. It just keeps going up and just nonstop. Now, remember, how do we find where the next resistance levels? Well, key is we got to look and see where the orders are on level 3 and level 4. And also you can go look and see what happened last year. So you can see that you are getting close to some big resistance levels. You had this one back here in March, which is where it is right now. But if it does break it, this bad boy can go all the way up to $50. So we keep a close eye on that one. So for some of you that have been swing trading in the room, you're doing pretty well. Now, going into this year, I always like to tell everyone in December, I'm pretty much kind of getting out of all my swing trades, other than my long-term investment trades. So this is not really a good time to kind of like, oh, maybe it's a good opportunity to buy these stocks and this and that. The Dow right now is down 10 points. It's really, really slow. We did get a couple of pops here. I'm just bringing up the Dow right here. You could see it as how the stock has been hovering and it's been channeling here at these highs right around at 36,200. So it's been like that for several days now. And guess what? If you look at it, that was basically the start of December. So that's where we're at. We had a really nice rally in November, nice little push due to a lot of the earnings. And once again, just keep an eye on. Tomorrow is a very important number. We got the CPI numbers coming out, the consumer price index. Want to see how the inflation numbers are working out and so on. It's going to be an important number. And there's a couple of big meetings that are going on this week too. And this is pretty much going to be the last of the hurrah. Earnings are going to stink this week. There's not a lot of earnings that are going to be coming out. I know Oracle's coming out with earnings too. We'll see how that works out. But it's not really one of the fabulous sevens, and it's also not one of the stocks that we've really been doing too much on it. So we'll keep a close eye on it. So let's see what's going on this morning. Now, regarding about Mondays, remember, I don't like to trade on Mondays. Come back from a weekend. A lot of companies are weeding out with coming on any major news. There were a couple of stocks that did show up. You had this TJAI that moved pretty good. I looked at level 4. I didn't really see a whole lot of anything going on. You could see right here, not a lot of orders that are out there. So that one, not the end of the world. I was looking at Macy's also. You probably heard the news on Macy's. There's a big company looking to buy the company out and bring it private, so it won't be public anymore. Where's Macy's right now? Macy's got a really, really good jump on it. So you could see it. Buy on rumors, sell on news. That's why the thing gapped up and is going down right now. So if you think like, oh, I heard the buyout, somebody's looking to buy them out for like $5 billion, which is obviously a very positive sign for a brick and mortar company. But anyway, you can see the rumor's been out for a while. I mean, this thing was at $10 for crying out loud. And now the rumor comes out. That's why you got to buy on rumors, sell on news. So I don't know what the number is at 5 billion plus the outstanding shares and everything else. But if it is true, we'll see. We'll see. But you could see how it's coming down. Buy on rumors, sell on news. News is out. That's why the thing is starting to back off a little bit. A couple of the stocks also. I didn't really see that much out there. Views moving a little bit. Here's a stock that was at $250 down to $1.80. Could you imagine we trade that stock and it was that expensive? It's just so sad. But anyway, is it coming up? Is it making a little dead cat bounce? Listen, 78,000 shares, not really what we're looking for. PSTX, this one just made the big percentage volume leaders at 3 million shares. She's up about 19%. Let me see what's out there on level 4, PSTX. See if there's anything that's attractive about that stock right there. Just loading up the data on it. All right, you got a couple iceberg orders right here, 450, 460. No real buyers out there. That pretty much does it. Not a lot out there. So you can see that's our resistance levels right around there. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's up here. So that one, we'll put that on our list. PSTX, not bad. What else we had here? I got the BITF. I told you I'm going to put that back on a watch list. I want to put this also on a watch list. Stock got crushed on Friday. Obviously, news came out because it was at 11 o'clock. So that came out. Stock got hammered. Sometimes you might get a little dead cat bounce. It has got some big support levels. Stock has been having a really nice push, but it's at big supports. I'll put this one right here. But Bluebird Bio sounds like a pharmaceutical stock. We know they don't come back, so always keep that in mind. We've traded that many times. Got You is another one that's been moving up pretty decently too. Got You looks like it is trying to trend up a little bit. Very slow moving stock, level 1 stock. You're not going to make a lot of money on it, but listen, it's not really looks like that much going on right now in pre-market. So I was bouncing around. This stock has really been going up. KOLD is going up big time because oil is going down. It's the opposite of gas. So one is one's the short, one is the long. So it's been a very awfully warm. They're predicting a very warm year. I talked about this on Friday. Remember, I told you keep an eye on. Actually, I was talking about it on NASDAQ too when I was there. That they said it's going to be a warm northeast. So by having a warm northeast, not people going to be spending a lot of money on fuel, a lot of money on gas to heat their homes. So here's a stock, was a unbelievable rally, but it's been getting crushed left and right. So, when you go out trying to trade a little bit more of the ETFs, which is kind of hard to trade them on level 4, but you can see his stock is up at 50. Things are up at 140, breaking all-time highs. This one's doing really, really well. So KOLD. So those are kind of really the ways how to trade those ETFs. Samuel says buy puts on Boyle. I mean, listen, I don't really trade the options too much on it. I like to just trade the stock. But if you're looking at it on long term, I mean, listen, it had a reverse stock split, Boyle. And you could see it right here. I had that reverse. Thing was at $3, made a reverse stock split. It doesn't look too good. It doesn't look too good on Boyle. So, just unless there's a big storm comes up, Boyle looks like it's breaking all-time lows. I'm just curious with all the reverse stock splits where it's trading at now. Anyway, not a good list anyway, regardless, okay, on a Monday. And it's perfectly acceptable being on what time of the year we are, ending on a Monday. But that same thing happened on Friday, and all of a sudden we had, Affirm, we had AI, we had PAPR, we had Upset. We have all these stocks that will come up. So if you're watching on social media, you got that little button up there up on top, that little QR code. Just take your phone, just scan it, and you could join us in our trading room. We're going to be commentating, first hour and last hour of the close, but we'll trade all day. I know we have a lot of new traders that are joining us last week. Also, new trial members. Want to always tell everyone, make sure you book your appointment with your education advisor. Just sit here and watch. This is not a trading room; it's a teaching room. But enjoy your week here, and if you're here, just feel free to chat and ask any questions. Private chat to us. That's your goal while you're here, because you want to make sure it's something for you. And then traders, you've been here for a while. Just be very careful. You know how to trade going this time of the year. Let's just try to work on the nickels and dimes, all right? Let's not get too cocky and greedy. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. Be safe. And let's get ready for the market open up. I'll see you in about 15 minutes when we start commentating and getting ready for the market open up.